there's a question we don't ask often enough. Why did the people we admire most, the ones who changed the world, seem to spend so much time doing nothing? Our whole lives, we've been told the opposite. Work harder, stay busy, move faster, sleep less, achieve more. That's the story we've learned to believe. But what if it's wrong? There's a kind of exhaustion that almost nobody talks about. It's the exhaustion of looking productive while quietly drowning. Your body is at the desk, but your mind is somewhere else. 3 tabs open, 5 conversations happening, 100 things pulling at your attention, all at the same time, and somehow you're trying to handle all of it. Then one day, you notice something. Your colleague, the one whose ideas always seem clearer than yours, leaves at 5 every single day. They don't stay late, they don't wear their hustle on display, yet somehow their work feels more alive, more thoughtful, more real, and you can't help but wonder, how? So you start paying attention, you begin researching, and what you find is surprising. Tesla, one of history's greatest minds, spent years doing what looked like nothing. Not working, not resting, not meditating, just thinking, alone, in quiet rooms. No one knows exactly what happened during those years, but many of his greatest ideas came from that apparent emptiness. Darwin wasn't much different. He spent decades researching, but his deepest thinking happened in silence, on long walks, during quiet moments, during long stretches when he wasn't producing anything at all. He was simply observing, simply letting ideas grow. And then, there's Da Vinci. Years passed between many of his masterpieces. No one really knows what he was doing. But when he finally created, his work was so far ahead of its time, people are still studying it 500 years later. Slowly, a pattern begins to appear. The smartest people weren't the busiest. They were the ones who refused to stay busy all the time. They were selective. They protected their attention. They said no. They treated their time as something precious because they understood something that we've forgotten. One day, you feel it yourself. An idea suddenly appears. Not at your desk, not during a meeting, but in the shower, in the exact moment. You stop trying so hard. Then you remember. Isn't that always how the best ideas arrive? During conversations with no agenda, during quiet moments, during boredom, when you're not performing for anyone. Deep down, you've always known this. Somewhere along the way, you just forgot to trust it. Then another realization begins to settle in. Urgency isn't natural, it's designed. The endless notifications, the performance reviews, the constant measurements, they're all built to keep you anxious, to keep you producing, to keep you reaching for one more thing. Because if you ever stopped running, you might begin asking different questions, and that's dangerous. This way of living is only a few hundred years old. It's not inevitable. It's not human nature. It only feels that way because we've lived inside it for so long. The greatest minds in history existed before this system took over everything. They saw beyond it. And maybe you can too. The first time you sit in complete silence, without doing anything, without planning, without optimizing, it's uncomfortable, maybe even frightening. What if you stop and realize you're not actually that smart? What if your productivity was the only thing making you feel valuable? But then, something changes. The pressure begins to fade, not because the world changed, because you stopped fighting yourself. And inside that quiet, something finally has room to return. Your own wisdom. Suddenly, everything becomes clear. The truth is almost too simple. Intelligence isn't about thinking harder, it's about thinking more clearly. It's about removing the noise, letting go of what doesn't matter, making space for what truly does. That's what the great thinkers understood. They weren't smarter because they worked more. They were smarter because they focused on fewer things. They thought more deeply, and they accepted being misunderstood, even if other people called them lazy. Then another realization quietly arrives. Maybe you've misunderstood intelligence all along. It's not endless effort, it's selective attention. It's knowing which battles deserve your energy and which ones were never worth fighting. So, you choose differently. Not overnight, one small decision at a time. You say no, just once. The world keeps turning, nothing falls apart, but something inside you becomes quieter, clearer, lighter. You sit in silence for 30 minutes, not meditating, not optimizing, just sitting. And slowly, you remember what real thinking feels like, without pressure, without noise, without constantly fighting yourself. You begin to notice something changing. You're more present, more thoughtful, somehow more intelligent. Not because you're trying harder, because you finally stopped trying to be everything for everyone. And the strange part, your work improves. Your ideas become clearer. Your connections become deeper. Not because you're doing more, because you finally learned how to do less and choose that less wisely. This is the part nobody tells you about genius. From the outside, it often looks like laziness. It looks like wasted time. It looks like falling behind. But sometimes, it's the smartest thing a person can do. Because intelligence isn't measured by output. It's measured by discernment, by knowing what truly matters and what only pretends to matter. And sometimes, the wisest person in the room is simply the quietest one, the one who can still hear their own thoughts. The world doesn't need you to stay busy. It never did. It needs you to be wise, and wisdom often looks like laziness to people who never stop running. So here's a question to sit with. What would you do with your time if nobody was watching? If there were no numbers to chase, no audience to impress, no system demanding that you keep moving? What if that was the real work? If this story stayed with you, I'd love to know why. Leave a comment, share it with someone who needs permission to slow down, and if you'd like more stories like this, subscribe, because your best ideas may already be waiting in the silence you've been afraid to enter.